What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Refried Beans, aka Sambo, and I got me a good friend here, somebody I've known for years. Been a good minute, huh?
Yo, hey, what it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy V King, baby. What it do, Sambo? What it do, man?
Can't call it, man. I'm glad you showed up.
Yes, sir.
I was going to tell the people you was the one to introduce me to what are them shits called? Liver mush, a liver mush egg and cheese sandwich.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. That's that shit, bro. Like, if you stay in the South or either in North Carolina, bro, you gotta have some liver mush, bro.
Hell yeah.
Like, you gotta have some liver mush.
Life ain't ever been the same ever since.
For real. I remember I fixed you that sandwich, bro. You was like, bro, this shit good, bro.
Yeah, bro, cause that shit it always looked nasty to me.
Bruh, it's like when my grandma first made it, I was like, Grandma, what is this? She was like, this liver mush, just eat it. I was like, and you know how my grandma is, bro. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just eat it, cause you know what I'm saying. Like, she was trying to get me experiment with different things I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? So I ate it, and I was like, okay. Shit, this shit sticking to me. It's good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's mush, but it ain't like mushy in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So no homo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. I can dig this. It ain't like, well, I don't eat eggs now, but then I did used to eat eggs. You know what I'm saying?
You don't eat them now?
No, I don't eat eggs now, bro.
Why not?
Because it's like, you know my cousin Key.
Yeah.
Keyston. It's like, you know, whenever Shrek came out with that purple and green ketchup.
Yeah.
He used to put that on his eggs and shit, bro. And that grossed me out one day, and like I'm still stuck with that memory in my head, bro.
Damn.
Like, it's all the way stuck in my head. Like, I don't even eat. Like, I eat a boiled egg.
Yeah. Nah, I can't fuck with the boiled eggs, man.
What?
I can't. I'll eat them scrambled, fried, but nah, I ain't eating no boiled eggs.
Bro, I tell boiled egg up in a heartbeat.
No. Ugh.
But I would tell boiled egg up in a heartbeat. But if it's scrambled, I'm not fucking with it. Bro. I swear I'm not fucking with it. It's just that lasting memory of purple and green on eggs and you eating that shit, bro. Like,
hell no.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Yeah, that shit would be kind of gross. Looking at it and shit. Yeah,
for real.
As a kid, I used to eat it with ketchup.
For real?
Yeah, but I can't.
I did too.
Since I started growing up, I think like when I was a teenager, I quit doing that shit.
I did too. But that's the thing though, bro. I was eating it with ketchup, bro. Like, I was eating it with ketchup like he was, but
just the color of it.
Just the color of it fucked me up, bro. Like, I was like, bro, like how you gonna put something purple or green on your eggs, bro? Like, like, bro, like they did it in Dr. Seuss. I don't care, bro. This ain't Dr. Seuss.
I don't mean it's to be done.
For real, bro. It ain't meant to be done, bro. It ain't meant to be done. Some things ain't meant to be done, bro. It ain't meant to be done, cuz, for real.
What?
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. You know why we here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I came up here, bro. I've been waiting. I've been needing this podcast moment, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
Hell yeah.
I promise I'm not even gonna lie. And this may be speaking it into existence, bro. But this may be on to another podcast that me and you can start. You know what I'm saying, on sports.
I would love.
You know what I'm saying, bro. Like this can be something.
It could be like, you know what I'm saying, like an everyday Sunday thing, like on some sports analyst type shit.
Yeah, bro. Like
after all the games, we just come through on Sunday and goddamn do a podcast, talk about all the teams.
That's a great idea, bro. We should start doing that, bro. Cause I don't do nothing after 6 o'clock on Sunday, so I know I can come up here and watch the Sunday night games, which is something.
Yeah, I mean, hell, that's my lazy day, anyways. I'm in the house, I ain't doing shit, ain't going nowhere, watching the games, and that's it.
Bet.
Hell yeah.
Bet. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna switch it around today. I'm gonna switch it around on Samboski.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you. You know what I'm saying? Start the end. I mean, not the interview, but start the podcast off.
I'm in the hot seat.
Where you think the Panthers are going in the next few years, bro? Like, where do you see us going? Offensive wise, you know, because it's already etched in stone defense. We already know what the defense is going to do.
Yeah.
You know, offensive wise, where do you see us going, Samboski?
We can be great, man. It's just damn.
I understand.
Our O line, it definitely needs some help.
Yes, it
They
does.
need they can't protect whether it's Cam Newton, Kyle Allen.
I'm glad, I'm glad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but keep going,
No,
bro.
good,
like, it's like.
I mean, cause I was about to say what you. I can guarantee. I'm like me. I know me and you done bickered on Facebook back and forth about Cam Newton and Kyle Allen and shit. Goddamn, it ain't no love lies. We just talking bullshit.
Talking.
But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, that O-line, they need help. They just need the help, man. We ain't got no protection in there.
I think if we go in the route that like Dallas took, or I would say Indy, because they did the same route with Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would say if we take that route with the offensive line, we would be a dominant force in the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, because hell, as soon as the quarterback calls HUD, fuck. I mean, he's got to start scrambling within like 3 seconds? It's not long before he got to start scrambling.
It's not. And like, think about how long Drew Brees can stand back there and throw the ball.
Thank you.
That's it. That's if he's not on the quick game offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He can stand back there for at least about 4 to 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady, it's counted that he stood back there for 6 seconds in the pocket.
Exactly. Yeah. Man. 6 seconds don't sound like a long time, but shit, when you got that much time to sit back, compared to what we got going on, nah. I mean, just prime example, last week's game with Green Bay. We couldn't touch Rodgers.
We couldn't
touch him.
We couldn't. Like, and I was honestly, like, last week I'm not gonna lie. I wanted us to win, but I wanted us to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you both perspectives. I wanted us to win because I wanted our defense to finally show that even if we do make it to the playoffs, right, we're able to compete in the playoffs because defense wins championships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to really rely on the quarterback per se, even though I am heavy on Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. You don't have to heavily rely on the quarterback position. As long as your defense is stout and making the proper stops and giving you the ball in the right places of the field, because Kyle Allen, he's been having the ball across the 50-yard line for how many games straight? At least about, before the Green Bay game, at least about 3 games straight, 3 to 4 games straight. And then constantly, in a constant basis, interceptions, sacks, I wouldn't say block field goal, or either just 4 and outs, not 9 3 and outs. Is that why I would want us to win? I would want us to lose because it would bring us even further back down to earth.
Kind of humble us.
You know what I'm saying? Humble us a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not just between the Cam Newton and Kyle Allen debates, but just all the way around, because whenever we was taking the L's with Cam Newton, this is long before you was I don't know what it was, you know what I'm saying? But I do understand. Yeah. It's not like I'm always disagreeing to disagree. I do understand the frustration, with Cam not winning games whenever we're down, whenever we lose a game by 3 points. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or we lose a game by 7 points. I understand the frustration because I know you tired of hearing me saying I played the position. You know what I'm saying? I had the weight on my shoulders. I actually, homecoming game, I told her, I'm probably going on record today saying it, but I actually threw a ball away on purpose because it was so much pressure on me because he put me in the second half. You know what I'm saying? Instead of put me in the first half, instead of start me like he was supposed to. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure that comes with the quarterback position. You hear, definitely. You hear a lot from. You like the punching bag, Yeah, exactly.
If you do good, you glorious, you God for that day, and then you fuck around and lose the next day. You a dirt bag. So yeah, I mean, you do take all the hits,
boy. You know what I'm saying.
For the listeners out here, you know what I'm saying. V actually played football, so yeah, he was actually out there. He know what he talking about. You know, I ain't got nothing against him or none of that. You know, and with coming back to the whole frustration with Cam Newton and losing and stuff, it's like, yeah, I like Cam as a person. While he was on the field, yeah, he was hurt.
Oh, I know
you know, and he even admitted it that he was hurt.
Listen, I hold up. I would go on record. Sam was one of his biggest fans. You know what I'm saying? Sam was one of his biggest fans. You know, I think he had a jersey of Cam. I think he still do. You know, he was actually one of his biggest fans of Cam. You know, but
hey, you remember that picture of me? It was me, you, Tim, and Chandler. We was all in my truck, and we all dabbed.
Yeah.
I like the guy.
But I understand your frustration. It's like when I talk to you, it's like I try to get you about the frustration. You know, it's like just calm down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just calm down.
Yeah. It'd be entertaining, man.
It honestly, like, if y'all really following us on Facebook, like, this shit really do be entertaining. I'll be like,
I mean, we have paragraphs for each other. And like, this shit sounded like beef, but I was like, nah. I was like, it ain't even. I don't know if people took it that way.
Nah,
we was going back and forth on there. But
I was just like, bro, just calm down and just understand, because I want you to understand from my perspective, bro. Like, I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what he's going through. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I got to like the damn NFL level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to work. I never played in college, but I practiced in college. You know what I'm saying? Practice goes a long way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of
people don't even make it to that level.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, but the main thing you hear me say is I sat in the study rooms. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the main line you hear me say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've sat in the study rooms. You know what I'm saying? So I know what the weight of the shoulders is being put on the quarterbacks, at least in college. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine in the NFL. Oh, yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So it's so much more. You feel me? So it's just like, I understand what he's going through, but at the same time, like, I am on your side too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, because on one hand, I do see what people say. Like, when he did have a haircut, everything was good.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? When he did have a haircut, everything was good.
Yeah, bro.
You feel me? But it's like, once you start really getting more out there and expressing yourself, you start to lose more touch of your business ways. You feel me? So that was
one of the things I was arguing. I was like, man, I said, I don't know, because I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I heard a lot of people say it's, you know, I think he lost sight of the game and worried more about fashion.
Yes.
And, I mean, I don't know. And, you know, like, in the beginning of the season, the man was hurt. He should have been out. He shouldn't have been there. Yeah,
he should have been.
Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but before the season even started, wasn't he supposed to be out for the whole season anyways?
Honestly, he really was. Look at the route that Andrew Luck took.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He was really supposed to be out the whole season.
Thank you. And they put him in. So that confused me, because when he played in preseason, I was like, I thought bro was supposed to be out.
Exactly.
And they played him, and he was still unhealthy. And then he fucked around and got hurt with the Patriots game. That shit didn't help. And I mean, you know, like, his downfall made, I guess I think the whole hype is coming from because he did so bad coming in. Mm-hmm. When Kyle Allen came in, we were winning, and now everybody's like, well, fuck Cam. We don't need him no more because we winning.
Right. And I
think that's where it got overclouded.
And I understand that because I kind of had that happen to me in high school. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like I played like Cam. You know, I don't know if you ever came to my games, but like I said, I
think I was getting drunk.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I ain't even gonna lie. You and Juice Man some wild boys. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but you've played in the front yard with me. You know what I'm saying? You know how I throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? And you know how I play. So I played like him, but it was like I went through 2 concussions in high school.
But V got a fucking arm on him. Even to this day, this motherfucker makes a regular football whistle like a Nerf one. I lie to you not. Play catch with this motherfucker in the front yard. You might not catch that ball.
It's God-given talent. Anytime they ask me, and Sambo will tell you, I always give God the praise to this arm. I don't know why. I'm blessed with it, but I'm just blessed with it. But, you know, I went through the same situation you went through. I had 2 concussions. My backup came in. You know what I'm saying? He was performing. We didn't win, but he was performing. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like
he was doing what he could.
Yeah, it was like then it was like I was starting to hear the whispers. You know what I'm saying? To hell with number 11, because I was number 11. Cam is number 1. That's why I fuck with Cam. You know what I'm saying? It was like, to hell with number 11. You know what I'm saying? We can get more out of number. I think he was number 15. You know what I'm saying? We can get more out of number 15. You know what I'm saying? So we can get more out of him. This and that. Blah 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 blah. But but it was. I felt that once the coach we was behind, he wanted to put me in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be so heavy to be like, watch what you say. You know what I'm saying? Because once you do get healthy, you know what I'm saying, we going to be like, damn, we going to need this nigga. Damn, we going to need Cam. You know what I'm saying? Because think about the dynamics that he do bring. You know, it's like, okay, now Chris McCaffrey gets 85 to 75% of the plays.
Shout out to CMC.
Shout out to CMC. Shout out to him. But it's not because if he could spread the ball, if Norv could spread the ball, it would be between him and Cam. Think about the dynamics we would have with 2 runners. You get what I'm saying? Think about the 49ers game and the Green Bay game. Both games that Kyle Allen lost. But think about if Cam was in the game and it was 2 runners in that game instead of 1. You get what I'm saying? Instead of the quarterback pulling to pass, the quarterback is pulling to run. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I'll tell you in my opinion, if it was Kyle Allen with Cam Newton's build and his run,
I would take him. Honestly, I'm not even going. Honestly, I wouldn't even lie. If he had his build and stature and could play like him, I would honestly, I would say, you know what?
Because Cam had a really good relationship with Greg Olsen. And Kyle Allen, he don't really throw it to Greg like that. Not like that. I mean,
you know what? I didn't even think you was gonna touch on that. I didn't think you was gonna touch on that, but you touched on it. I didn't think you was gonna touch on that, but you touched on it. Like Greg has been feeling the frustration.
Yeah, because how many receptions has he had this year? Not much, because he didn't throw it to him at all. I want to say,
I don't know if he sat down in the end zone last week, but they said he sat down and he was wide open, or he was wide open and was mad that Kyle Allen missed him. It's not the first time he's done that. I think he did that against. I think it was the 49ers game he did that, and he missed him. He was wide open. It was
a Sooner game in that one, I think, because he didn't pass. It was one game. I need to look it up, but it was one game where he didn't throw it to him at all.
It was probably the Tennessee game.
Maybe.
It was probably the Tennessee game. And I do feel the frustration from Greg, because
that's an OG.
Like I told somebody, it starts from, you have to start from the running back to the tight end to the receiver. You can't go from the running back to the receiver and just leave the tight end out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you leave the tight end out, that's like you're not respecting another receiver that's out there on the field, and that's potentially wide open, and that's potentially gaining you, let's say per se, 20 yards or 15 or at least 5 whenever you need 7 or 10 to at least get in field goal range. You get what I'm saying? Not Greg, but Kyle Allen, we was in field goal range, and he took a sack. Yeah. He took a sack, but he could at least throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he could have.
He could at least throw it away, or at least throw it at the feet of the running back, or throw it to Greg, because 9 times out of 10 he was open.
Oh yeah, Greg. Yeah.
He'll find a way. But I guess that's why Greg went on record, or went on, what was it? Speak for yourself, or first things first, something like that, and was taken up for Cam, and on First Take, because the organization, we do need Cam. When it boils down to it, he is the franchise. He is who brought relevancy to Charlotte. Since 2011 or before 2011, how many people was moving to Charlotte? You know, like we wasn't getting this, or I say before 2015.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't no 1,000 people a week or 1,000 people a month moving to Charlotte. You know, or
it's
one.
Ridiculous now. Man.
Oh, exactly.
It's growing like a motherfucker.
Just to go down Arrowwood, it take you at least an hour to get to get from Arrowwood to at least Weston House. It take you an hour, and that's not even, I give or take 8 blocks.
Yeah.
You know, we used to just
just
going
through shit. 85,
you know,
even 85, bro. 85 used to never be this bad. I feel bad because I'm the one contributing to the problem. I do construction and fucking I'm over here building the housing developments for these motherfuckers to move in.
And it's crazy, bro. Like, the traffic is crazy, but just think about if we didn't have him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If we were still that 0-15 team, or my bad, 0-16 or 1-15 team, you know, before we drafted him, you know, or we even went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would Charlotte be?
I don't know.
You know, I mean, like
that. I mean, fucking CIAA weekend. That brought.
I mean, and CIAA it brought a lot, but
or tourists at least. I should
say.
At
least tourists at least, but at least about before then, like we was having at least like we had CIAA that started in like 2007, 8.
Then
we
got
you know what I'm saying. We had Cam in 2011. But you have to have something for people to at least keep coming to.
It, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To keep coming to attract to. So, you know, you got him. Then you had, when we was on the Super Bowl run, he had 2 Chainz here in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He had Future here in Charlotte on our sideline. You know, like it's just little stuff that I remember. And then I made a post in the group I invited you to.
Yeah.
I was like, when was the last time somebody got a football? A football
I
in
seen
a
that
Western.
I seen that. I was like,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
is true. Yeah.
And before then, not saying I don't know if somebody watching, you know what I'm saying, hypothetically, but before then, I made that post. Chris McCaffrey, he did that. I think it was the last home game we did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that little stuff goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's giving back to the community. You know, it costs you. You know, it costs
him every time to do it.
It costs you exactly. It costs you every time to do it. You know what
was the fine? Like 5,000?
I think so. I was just finna say that.
Like
I think
per ball. I think it was that.
It's like 5,000 per ball. You know what I'm saying? So
granted, you know, in Kyle Allen's defense and Christian McCaffrey's too, they don't have Cam Newton's money. So they probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they got money, period. But
you know, but it's just a gesture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's something that was built here in Charlotte, like the Lambeau Leap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something that was eventually built here in Charlotte. That's the culture here in Charlotte. You got little kids coming down to the front row wanting the ball for how many years straight?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see it on their faces when Cam ain't there and we scoring a touchdown. They're not even getting the ball. I pay attention to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not because I pay attention to every detail.
Until you made, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's true.
it's just like every little. That's why I say, like, you just gotta. You know, he is the franchise. You know, but it's another thing I'm finna put in your ear. Who's to say that Ron Rivera is not on a hot seat?
Yeah. He probably is. You know what? I meant to ask you that too, man, because, you know, you do know more about football than I do.
I'm not saying I know more. It's just that
you know more than me.
I have a little bit more experience. You know what I'm saying? I just have more experience with it.
The shit that aggravates me the most is we do the same ass predictable running in the middle plays.
Thank you.
And we get, I mean, it's first down. By the time I go to the fridge and go grab me a snack or something, it's already third. And then we're already kicking it off, and then defense is fucking tired.
Think about it. If you playing Madden and you change the playbook with Cam Newton, is he more dynamic?
Yeah, it's a whole lot different because it's a bunch of fucking running plays. When even with the ass Madden shit or the coach suggestion.
Now you see where I'm getting at, right?
It's more fucking running plays. But even in real life, that shit is way too predictable. People know that we're gonna run it in the middle and nothing. Like, you know, it's barely barely any chance that we'll even get 5 yards from that run.
But you see what I'm getting at, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was watching the game Sunday with with one of my friends. And I was calling out every play. And you know I've done this before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? I call out the play this finna be a run. Mm-hmm. This finna be a pass. Oh, we finna score on this play. Because everything is predictable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think that's our problem, man. We're predictable.
Thank you. It's like he tried to change it up with the 3-4 defense, but we're last against the run. Against the run with the 3-4 defense. Mm-hmm. You get, like, you understand? But from another logical standpoint, if Cam Newton sits out 1 year, what film do teams actually have on him? Let me put that in your ear. You know, what film do teams actually have on him? They would have to go back to the early part of, what was last year, 2018?
Yeah.
To actually get good film on Cam Newton, because he was like, what, 67% passer rating, completion rating, better than his 2015 MVP season, actually on pace to be the MVP of last year until he took that shot in the shoulder against, I think it was Joey Boat or JJ Watt, youngest brother. Mm-hmm. You know, so we was really Panthers, Cam into the Pittsburgh game last year when he took that blow to the shoulder. And then after that, everything just went downhill. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like I make this one statement with people in the group I put you in. I said, so we really judging Cam off of one hit he took to the shoulder?
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of people are doing that with Kyle, too.
You know, like, I understand it with Kyle. You know, like I said, I always give him his props whenever we arguing. Mm-hmm. You know, I say he's a good backup. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a good backup. He's not a starter quarterback. I just don't want us to get the Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome, you know, because Ryan Fitzpatrick played on. Ryan Fitzpatrick has a jersey for every team in the NFL, damn near, besides the Carolina Panthers, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want us to get the Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome. You know, don't get so high up on somebody that's in their first really year.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not a rookie.
Don't put all your coins in.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put all your coins in one bucket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I always say too, look at Andy Dalton, look at Phillip Rivers, look at Matt Stafford. Mm-hmm. They've been with their teams for how long? How many injuries? Matt Stafford is battling a back injury right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. That's why I had said earlier, I'm like, fucking, you know, it's still early for Kyle Allen. You know, he don't have the experience. He ain't been in the game. He just started.
It is, and I was honestly, I didn't pay attention until probably about 2 weeks ago. I should have told you this earlier. Like, the strength of our schedule is finna get real hard.
Oh yeah.
Like, look at what Seattle did to the 49ers. Like, I honestly thought, before last night, I honestly thought we had a good chance in at least keeping up with Seattle. But now, after watching last night, I don't know. We said it at the same time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have them right now. You know, and it's like you see what Russell is doing on fourth down. I'm not fourth down, but third down, 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 5. It's not. I think somebody made a post. They was like, Kyle Allen, why didn't you just run it? You know what I'm saying, with your legs. But Russell Wilson, he ran it. With Cam, he would have ran it.
Yeah, Cam would have ran.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a harder person to take that.
But
I think Kyle Allen, he frail. I don't think he's not meant to run.
He's not. But my other point I'm getting to is, if you would have paid attention to Cam Newton's first 2 games of the season, he didn't do his normal run around the stage. Mm-hmm. I mean, not the stage, but the field, the airplane, because why he couldn't run. I paid attention to it. I think it was like this past Sunday or 2 Sundays ago. I was watching film on him. he couldn't really step into his passes. He was stepping backwards.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't step into your pass, and you know when I throw, I'm stepping into it.
Yeah, you suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't step into it,
you're
you
losing
don't.
that momentum going
Exactly.
backwards and,
And everything is going what?
Up. Yeah.
Up. You know.
And that was one of the things I was arguing about because he overthrew a lot.
And a whole lot. I mean, I was gonna say a little bit, but it was a whole lot. You know, it was a whole lot.
Yeah,
but I kind of understood, you know, because I was, even though I don't play, but you know, we got our ritual before every game. You know, we throw the ball in the front yard.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
before the game
like
started.
Last year, I had a high ankle sprain. I think I did something in the front yard, and I fell wrong on my ankle. I had a high ankle sprain, but I couldn't really throw the ball last year. I don't know if you paid attention last year. I wasn't really throwing the ball in the front yard with y'all because my leg was hurting.
Yeah.
And I got into an argument with Juice and Mason last year. They was like, "Bro, why you throwing the ball so hard? Why you throwing the ball so hard?" You know what I'm saying? I mean, not so high, but so high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why you throwing the ball so high? Like, why you throwing the ball so high?
Yeah.
But I ain't tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like, my damn ankle hurt like hell, you know what I'm saying? I can't step into that bitch like I want to, you know. I'm arguing with them, man. Y'all motherfuckers always complaining about the way I'm throwing the ball and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to deter the problem that's really going on, you know. And then I think I finally broke down and told Ian and somebody else. Ian and my aunt, and then my aunt Fina finally gave me an ankle brace to put on my ankle and shit. You know what I'm saying? To keep it in place and shit. But that shit was hurting, bro. Like, I couldn't step into nothing, bro.
I feel you, bro. I had
nothing.
transition into something else, but about fucking your ankle up. Yeah, I did that last year at it was bike week.
Oh yeah, bro. I remember that when you was on the.
I stepped off the curb, right? I wasn't even doing nothing crazy. My drunk ass was just going to the bar, bro.
Word. I'm
crossing the street, and it was just, and I heard that bitch pop. I didn't break it, but I heard that bitch pop, and I was like, oh, I held up against the bar. I put my head down, and I was like, hold on. I was like, give me like 2 seconds. I wanted to cry, bro. That shit hurt so bad, but then I ignored it. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to the bar. Fucking, cause.
Hey, if y'all don't know Sambo, bro, Sambo is the man. Like, I ain't even started turning up till I started until my cousin introduced me to Sambo. Like, I was strictly Snoop Dogging it. You know what I'm saying? But until I got introduced to Sambo world. Snake hips.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of that. It's a lot of that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, so I cracked my shit. And I was there with a friend. It was me, my girl, and a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there like, yo, we're going to do, we're doing something tonight. So fucking, I'm goddamn biting my tongue. My shit is hurting, bro. Fucked around and had a threesome that night. Bruh, I'm talking about one leg. I'm like, oh, my shit.
One leg in it.
The determination. And but like I woke up the next morning, bro. I had a fucking baseball like right here. And I couldn't walk on that bitch, bro. I'm limping the entire time. I went to go get my shit checked out because I really thought it was broke because my toes turned purple. And fucking, so I was like, yo, I think I'm losing circulation or whatever the fuck's going on. So I go in there, they do x-rays and shit. They told me I was like real close to ripping. There's like a ligament up top on your top of your foot or some shit.
Right.
And I was like, they were like, I was real close to ripping that shit. If I would have ripped it, I would have had to have surgery. So it was. I was like, I don't play football, but yeah, I know that foot pain.
But you see the determination and not just saying not to let your guys down, you know what I'm saying? But the will to perform, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like the will to perform, you know, because we took like what? After the Pittsburgh game, we lost like 6 games straight until Kyle Allen finished New Orleans off for us, you know, and then we went through 2 quarterbacks that game. You know, I think Kyle Allen got hurt and Heineke got hurt, you know, and like I told you last year, now if 2 quarterbacks got hurt in one game, You know what I'm saying? I don't think we was losing because of the quarterback.
No, that fucking offensive O-line.
You know, and that goes to what you led this conversation off with. You know, if we had the proper O-line,
he went. Now, granted, on a lot of when Cam Newton was doing good, when he was doing real good, he took a lot of fucking cheap hits that didn't get called on. It was a lot of head-to-heads.
He did.
What team was it?
I think it was the Broncos, the Rams.
Matter of fact, it was our buddy from the Rams. I think Cam Newton he ran it into the end zone.
No, that was Atlanta. That was Atlanta.
When he was trying to break his ankle, he was like twisting his shit.
No, that was Cincinnati. That was Cincinnati. Your boy who just got suspended and who hit Antonio Brown. I can't remember his name. Vontaze Burfict. That was Vontaze Burfict, who tried to twist his ankle whenever he was playing for Cincinnati.
Yeah. And he was already down. Cam laying down on the fucking ground, and old buddy trying to roll his fucking ankle. He grabbed that shit and rolled it. That shit didn't get called. A lot of his helmets didn't get called. So the man took a lot of blows.
Yes, he has.
And I ain't taking nothing from him. And I'm like,
and that's why I say we can't let down on this man, bro, because he took too much for the city. Like them hits was not just hits against him, but hits against Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to speak louder to the mic. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but that was just hits against Charlotte. You know, because they do consider us as what, like, not a top tier marketplace, you know what I'm saying, for money, you know what I'm saying, but to have a city or a team that just started in 25 years, 1995, really in 1993, really in 93 when the papers was getting started and signed, you know, like for us to do what we're doing. And then what was it, the second year within our existence, we made it to the NFC Championship. Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith,
we went to the Super Bowl.
Des Bryant and all of them would tell you. No, we went to Super Bowl in 03.
Oh, yeah, 03. My bad, 03.
Went to Super Bowl in 03. You know, and that was really 10 years or 8 years within our existence, because like I said, we were starting the papers in 93.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
You know, so that's not bad. You know, so it's like, but look at us compared to Jacksonville. Jacksonville started the same year we started, so we could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we could be a lot worse, but look at like Charlotte and Jacksonville, or Carolina and Jacksonville, we started the same year. You know, and look at how many quarterbacks they went through. Look at how many years they didn't make it to the playoffs. Look at how many quarterbacks they went through. What'd you say?
I think we can still make it this year. What you think?
I think we can make it if we beat Seattle. We have to beat New Orleans twice, or at least once.
Bruh.
But
Atlanta pulled that one out,
though. But this the kicker. We have to sweep Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That's the kicker. We have to sweep Atlanta, but we can at least go 1-1 with New Orleans.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we have to sweep Atlanta. If we sweep Atlanta, we got one up on New Orleans.
I ain't too worried about Atlanta, though.
You know, we can't be, but look at what they did to New Orleans.
Yeah, bro, that game, you know, I sat there and watched that shit. I was like, damn, bro, Atlanta?
Look at what they did to New Orleans. So
I think, like what you're saying. I mean, let's not get comfortable. Let's still goddamn go hard and, you know, just go out there and get it. But yeah, I mean, fucking New Orleans, they're gonna be something to fuck with.
Like we can do it. Like, and it's not like I'm knocking Kyle Allen, cause like I said, like I always tell you too, like I don't have nothing against them, but when I talk to people, it's like don't come for people's jobs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like don't come for people's jobs. It's like me coming in your job in your field
and telling me how I need to do.
Yeah, and telling me how I need to do stuff, and I'm doing something, at least something a little bit, and I figured out something. I figured out a shortcut way, but it's not really a shortcut way, because whenever I reach somewhere where I'm not capable of doing it, then I have to do it the real way, and you know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, then I come out looking like a dumbass.
Yeah. I'm glad we had this podcast, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
so much harder. Not even arguing, just having a discussion on Facebook.
Exactly. Like it's like texting your girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like hold up, but you know what, bro? It took me 30 minutes to answer. You know, we done for the day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what we done for the day. You know, but
and then the dialogue can sound wrong. You might say something that you don't even mean it in that kind of tone, but I might take it that way, and I'm like, hold on, brother, don't get personal.
Nah, because I understand. You know what I'm saying? It's not like whenever I told you like you didn't play the game, it's not like I'm telling you like some points, you know what I'm saying, you be missing. But whenever I do refer it back to around whenever I did make that situation about that construction point, because I did, it was like I want you to understand it from this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like, all right, so if I put it in your field, you know what I'm saying, then maybe you can really, you know what I'm saying, get where I'm coming from, you know. So it's like, all right, he may be on to something. You know what I'm saying? He may be on to something. It's not like I'm always trying to be on to something. It's like, okay, he may be on to something, you know? It's not always like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not like fuck this shit.
I'm telling you. That like I'm glad we sat down and talked about it. Cause otherwise it still would have been Facebook. Oh nah, Cam did no, Kyle Allen that. Cause I went over there and visited Challen, right? And Pops was there. He was like, Sambo, come on, man. We're going to have to finish this discussion right now. And I'm sitting there like, I was like, all right, cool. I was like, shit, let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
The conversation was like fucking 10 minutes long, but it was funny, bro, because I'll tell you, like the story was hilarious, bro. As soon as I sat down, you a Cam hater. I said, Pops. I was like, how the fuck am I a Cam hater? I was like, I like Cam. I was like, he just sucks right now, all right? I was just trying to be bold, quick cut to the point, because I really wanted it to be on the podcast,
right?
So I'm just like, I don't want to waste a good conversation off record, and I'm like, let's talk about it on here. And so I was like, I'm not Pops. I'm not like I like Cam. I was like, he's just not playing good right now.
I get it.
He was like, man, you just be waiting on him to, you know what I'm saying? You just be waiting to talk shit about the man. I said, Pops, didn't you do that shit when we lost to who did Kyle Allen lose to first?
49. No.
Yeah. Because I think I was talking to you too, and I was like, Pops, we facing a 6-0 team. You think this man about to he ain't Tom Brady coming in, bro? And I was like, you gotta be realistic, Pops. Like, look, I like Cam, man. I was like, but liking Cam is not gonna win the game right now. And he was like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? He was saying he was hurt and da. And I was like, okay, but when we lose, you be ready to dog Kyle Allen. I was like, so you a Kyle Allen hater? I was like, let's talk about it.
True. I mean,
it got nowhere. Honestly, the conversation got nowhere. It was just funny. And then
it's better to sit down and go on record with it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just sitting down and have a little chit chat about it. You know, because it's like you get both perspectives. You know, and like I said from the jump, Sam hasn't always been a Cam talk downer, because I'm not saying you're a Cam hater, because if you're a Cam hater, trust me, I know Cam haters when I see him.
It was people that didn't like him when he was even doing good.
It was people that didn't like the man when he first came into the league.
And I tell you, unpopular opinion, it was a bunch of fucking rednecks that didn't like him.
Yeah.
And honestly,
it was.
I remember you made a post and I was like, V, don't make this about race. Ain't got shit to do with being black. But in the back of my head at the same time, I was like, well, it was a lot of rednecks that just didn't want to have a black quarterback.
It's not like I'm trying to make it about race, you know, because I understand that when it boils down to it, me and you come from the same culture, whether we know it or not. You know, blacks and Hispanics is the same thing. We are Israelites, we are blacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether we know it or not, you know. But it's what I'm trying to break down is that we don't give our culture the proper, you know what I'm saying, like understanding.
Like the props that there's,
you know what I'm saying, or props that the other culture gets. You know, like I said, I always bring up, like I just said it earlier, Andy Dalton, Phillip Rivers.
It was overshadowed,
You know what I'm saying, like Matthew Stafford. You know, they've been in the league how long? Longer than Cam, without rings. Not even making the playoffs. Andy Dalton, you get what I'm saying? But we're so quick to put away him after 7 games.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not our race that's saying it. You know, it's whenever I said it, it wasn't towards you. It was
I know
because I was in the group. I mean, I didn't say it in the group, but it was more so me speaking out loud. It was like, let's get an understanding on this. Like, whenever, what's his name, Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. Whenever Lamar Jackson start to decline, what are they gonna say about him?
Yeah.
Whenever Pat Mahomes, because he's partially black, and if he start to decline, what are they gonna say about him? You know, mm-hmm. Or what quick person are they gonna put in his place? Yeah. Because what quick person did they put in Kaepernick's place, who's out in 49er land now?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yep.
You feel me? It's more deeper than that, because I kind of had that happen to me. It's like part of the reason why I stopped playing in college was because of my grandmother. You know her situation. But I had a coach tell me this. He was like, I don't know if it was for motivation or not, but he was like, you know what? We're gonna go with the kid we just brought in from New Mexico. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't like me or you. Yeah. And this is at a HBCU.
Oh shit. I ain't even damn.
So that's the major breakdown on why I stopped.
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, well, shit. And this was coming from somebody from a race like me and you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, shit.
The fuck?
The fuck?
Yeah.
My nigga, and you know how I throw the ball.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know
so
personally.
I'm like, the fuck?
I don't be knowing anyone.
And then after that, bro, it's like, you know the story. I said every time I walked on at Central, not even trying out like that. How many times have I said that? I didn't even really try out like that.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I was a preferred walk-on. So it's like I guess it was somebody told somebody about me. Somebody told them about me or whatever, so I didn't really have to try on like that.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Well, yeah, that's like I was saying in the beginning, man, how I think the hype came because Cam was doing real bad in the beginning of the season.
Right.
When Kyle Allen came in, we started winning.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just went from like, oh, we in a bad place. Like, oh, shit, we're starting to win.
Right.
Everybody got influenced into it really hard.
But I think I worded it wrong. I should have said, don't get the Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what happened to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if Cam was healthy, then we would have went back to him. Let's be honest. You know, yeah. If just like they did with Ryan Fitzpatrick, wherever he was at Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. You know, they was winning with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but once Jameis Winston's, suspension was up, who's still back starting in Tampa Bay? Who still has their job in Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
You know, so let's not get the Ryan Fitzpatrick syndrome. Let's still rally behind our quarterback. Let's still get him. Let's still show him that we're still behind him, so that we can at least. That goes a long way into a person's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if we would be like, hey, we still need you, bro. Like, we still need you. We can go out there and win that Super Bowl.
I feel what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? We can go out there and win that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's not like I like that plays a lot into the person's mentality. So if you don't, if a person has doubt that even his fans don't want him here,
yeah,
then what does that tell you as the player? You get what I'm saying? You like, well, shit.
The fuck am I playing for?
The fuck am I playing for? The fuck did I take all these damn hits to the head for? Mm-hmm. The fuck did I take this foot injury for? If they already want me, if they already want me to fuck up out of here,
yeah.
If they already got faith in this dude, but y'all not knowing this sophomore slump, you get what I'm saying? Because that does happen in football.
Yeah.
Not saying that, okay, let's say you do have a good first year on the field, even though you're not a rookie. You have a good first year on the field because they don't have film on you. But they got 16 games on you with film. You think defenses is not finna play around that now? They're not finna key on that you really focus on Curtis Samuel, that we give the ball 95% of the time or 85% of the time to Christian McCaffrey, or that you do throw into triple coverage, forcing the ball to Curtis Samuel, or that we do throw a lot of drag routes going across the field. Now you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like once you bring that other dynamic that, the quarterback can run the ball, it's an RPO. So it's run pass option.
Yep. Oh, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Like, but at the other hand, I do get what you saying with shit. Kyle Allen winning with shit.
I mean, hell, like you said, he doing. I mean, he doing good.
But he is doing good though. I give him his props. He is doing good. He's doing a hell of a job. Like, we're in. I give us like the 6, 7, 8, the 9th spot position for the playoff is 6 spots in there. So we're 3 behind. So I mean, we're not doing that bad.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we can still do it. I mean, honestly, I don't see us going to the Super Bowl or no shit like that. I see playoffs.
My motto, at least make it to the NFC Championship.
At least,
because if you make it to there, at least you're 1 game away.
And then I've always said too, we'll see where Kyle Allen really at when he's put in that even harder position, because playoffs, that's a whole nother dynamic.
Boy, that's a whole nother atmosphere. Exactly. Not even touched on talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So it's just like I mean, we'll see how he is under pressure. Yeah, under some real pressure. Like
but as far as like I read somebody else, I like his development. Mm-hmm. I like that he's not thinking from that he understands his touchdown to check down, not always touchdown. Yeah. Or either not always forcing it, it's touchdown to check down. I like his development. I like that. So, I mean, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. He getting room to grow.
We just got to win out in the division and come in at least number 2. Because if the Saints take another loss in the division, then the division is up for grabs. Oh, yeah. The division is up for grabs already.
Who they facing next anyways?
Who?
New Orleans.
Ooh, that's a good one. I gotta look that one up.
I think we got. Let's see. While we looking it up, everybody, hey, we should post this shit on the fan page. What you think?
Oh yeah, we should. We should, boy.
Because it'll be good, man. Because like I said, fucking when you texting and making posts, dialogue changes a lot.
Yeah, it does.
People might, when you saying something, it might sound offensive, but you really might. The way your tone is you're not really sounding like that.
It's really not. It's like I'm trying to get you to understand, like Sambo, bro. Like I understand Kyle Allen is doing good. Like I'm not a Panther hater right now, and I'm not a Kyle Allen hater, but it's like, bro, like don't get caught up in the moment.
No, I feel you.
Because it's like I done seen it happen to so many teams that now it's our moment, that I don't want us to get caught up in the moment, with what we got going on, because it happened with Jameis in suspensions. It happened with Indy and Andrew Luck being out. Who we wasn't up there in Indy, so we don't know what they were saying in Indy with Jacoby. You know what I'm saying? We doing good with Jacoby because they made the playoffs last year. Yeah. And that was the first time in a minute they made the playoffs. So that probably played a factor into Andrew Luck retiring. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So it's like let's not. It's like whenever when Andrew Luck opened up about retiring, we so sympathetic. But whenever he opened up about at least a foot injury, it's like, I see some people like, he kept it hidden. No, he didn't, because we knew about it the New England game.
Yeah,
when it happened. Not unless we're not watching the same games. Yeah. No, So
yeah, because he did come out saying that his foot was hurt. Now I didn't know the severity of it. That's why I was like, I think he's lying. He might, but the fact still remains. He did say that. His foot was
but we all know if something hurting in your foot, then you already know it's something major. Like
definitely,
it's like the Achilles story. You know, like anything down in your foot is gonna prevent you from doing anything or being strong.
A lot of shit, yeah.
You know, like Achilles was the strongest man on the world, or the myth was he was the strongest person in the world. But what kept him and from being the man that he was when he tore his Achilles. Yep. And that's the major tendon on our body that if you don't, look at who was it, Kevin Durant.
Cut that shit. Yeah,
you done for. So it's anything in your foot, that's a tender spot, because you start from the ground up, especially in football.
That brings up one of the goodest points too. When I tell a lot of like Cam Newton fans, like, look, I don't hate the guy. Look, he's injured. He can't perform how he did, how he can't perform how he needs to. I don't hate the man. He just can't play right now. He sucks right now because of his foot or whatever. So when he gets better, hey, it'll be a different story.
Right. And I heard you say that. I'm not heard, but I seen you say that. So it was like, and when you said that, it was like my argument was kind of dull. That I was like, I do kind of understand. He kind of hurt. Right
now. I'm just like, look, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, kind of onto a different subject, like, D Rose in the NBA when he fucked his shit up. You know what I'm saying? It kind of wasn't no coming back from him.
Nah, it really was.
He went the same D Rose after that.
But he had that 1 or 2 good seasons. So after, 5 years afterwards.
It was such a while ago. It's kind of blurry, but I know once he injured it, he came back in and got injured right back. And then he was out again because he stayed on and then a lot of people's arguments was like, why is he still with the team? Go ahead and cut him.
But this goes to me asking you this question here. Do you think there should be a more investigation on the team physicians and the ownership?
Yeah.
Because
they're supposed to be able to know if you can keep going or not.
Exactly. But think about it. They said, Cam said it was him who kept it hidden. But we know.
Yeah, because you can be in denial.
We know he said something about it.
Yeah.
But we know that we've even heard a commentator say, are they ready or are they Ron Rivera ready? That's why I said that earlier.
Yeah.
Can Ron Rivera sustain a winning season without Cam? Because like I said, Cam is only making $19 million next year. The average quarterback makes $23 million. If he's franchise tag. So that's $4 million discount. We would be stupid to let him go. Especially without somebody to fall back on to at least be Super Bowl contender ready. You know what I'm saying? We can't fall back. I respect what he's doing now because I'm not there. I'm not in the NFL.
Yeah.
But he's not Cam. You get what I'm saying? So it's like every year we're Super Bowl contenders or at least playoff contenders because of what we have Cam and Luke Kuechly. But the offense complements the defense. So if the defense is constantly putting us in good positions and we're not capitalizing on it, but we was capitalizing on it, so it makes a difference.
Yeah, because fucking, I don't know what it is about us, man, but defense is more on the field than the offense is. Because
Thank you.
Like I said, by the time it's our first down, I go up to get a damn snack. I come back, it's already third down. Defense gets tired. I mean, Kuechly is a fucking beast. That man is amazing, but
I don't want him to be another Dan Morgan.
Yeah, no, hell no. A machine run out of gas eventually.
Yeah, it does. And honestly, I would have been happy to see at least because Ron Rivera runs the defense. Let's not get that misunderstood or whatever. But I think what we messed up at was, even though his numbers was good, But I think what we messed up at was bringing North in, because Cam's first year in the league was his offensive coordinator was Rob Chugzinski. Mm-hmm. And he comes off the branch of North Turner.
Yeah.
So if you bring in North Turner, you have the same offense from your rookie season. So that's why the numbers, I say Cam was a 67% passer last year at the beginning of the season, or at least the whole season. That's with the decline of the shoulder injury. So imagine if he didn't get the hit. Mm-hmm. So you bring in that, but imagine if before we would have sold the team and we brought in, like, let's say, because Bruce Arians was out the league for 2 or 3 years, we brought in Bruce Arians, spread type offense, because you seen how he ran it with, I guess, whoever his quarterback was.
Yeah.
It made Cam more developmental into a passer/running quarterback, because his offense is more spreading the ball. You see what Jameis Winston is doing. Mm-hmm. You understand it? Yeah. So if we would have brought in Bruce Arians as opposed to North Turner, think about how the offenses would shape up differently. But if we would have brought in Bruce Arians, we would have had to get rid of Ron Rivera. Yeah. Because who is Bruce Arians' defensive coordinator? It is Todd Bowles, because he was his defensive coordinator in where? Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Now you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So who is the pressure really on? Is it on Cam or Ron Rivera? You feel me? Because he haven't been protecting Cam like he was supposed to be protecting Cam.
Yeah.
He's haven't been delivering, because it don't just start with the quarterback, start with the head coach.
Yeah.
So
yeah, at the end of the day, yeah. When you fuck up at your regular job, yeah, you gonna get cussed out by that customer, but at the end of the day, you still gotta call your supervisor.
Yeah, you right about that. You right about that. Right about that. So I mean, shit. I mean, I'd say at least check it Ron Rivera first, because we've been doing the same thing for the past 5 to 10 years. I say 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that 100%.
We're getting predictable. And it's like,
it gotta change, bro.
It gotta change. But if we keep the same personnel with different head coaches, I mean, yeah, it may be like we may take another year slump, but that's just because we're learning
to get everybody together.
Yeah. It's not the same motto every year.
I'm up for it. Whatever makes us win, because like I've told you back in them posts in the fan pages, shit. Hey, I don't care who has to leave, who has to come in. I want Carolina to win.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I love Kyle Allen. I love Cam Newton. I love the whole team. Christian McCaffrey, Greg Olsen. I love them all. Fucking Kuechly. I love them all.
Bruh, how about the DN we picked up in the first round, bro? He been doing a hell of a job, bro.
Yeah. I seen that shit.
Brian Burns, bro. He been doing a hell of a job for us, bro. Like everybody's been doing their job, and it's like I get happy every time we win. But it's like whenever I see the damn, to hell with Cam, we got this. I just be like, bro, like, don't call for nobody job, bro, cause that's not good, bro. Cause when the boy done to it,
the people in the actual Panther organization, they ain't looking at fucking. They're not looking at what the fans want. Oh no. They looking at the actual stats, the videos. Yeah, they know way more than we fucking do.
And that's why I say I don't know more than you. I just have got to, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, I'll admit it. Yeah, you do know more than me, because there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't tell you. I just I kind of just observe here and there, and I'm like, nah, you know what? Fuck it. Look, we winning right now. All right, that's what matters to me. And fucking, when I be, when we be going back and forth and shit, bro. I told this to Pops, man. I said, Pops. I said a lot of the times, man, I just be on there trolling, bro. I was like, I be loving when V comments. I be like, when he be, because I just be like, bro, when you and him get to texting me on the shit or commenting on my posts and shit, like I just be rolling and like.
I know you do, bro. But honestly, bro, like sometime, bro, like I be like, bro. Like my day ain't gonna be made until I get into an argument with at least Sambo, bro. My day not gonna be made until at least I get into an argument with Sambo, bro.
It should be funny, and I be like, Pops, I'm not a Cam hater, all right, man. I was like, I just like working y'all up, like I just be trolling, and he was like, yeah, you be trolling. I'm like, oh, yeah, I really just be bullshitting, man. At the end of the day, that's really all I be doing, and you already know.
I swear I be thinking that sometimes. I be like, bro, I swear my day ain't gonna be. But I hope Sam said something, bro. Facebook boring as fuck, bro. Facebook boring. I hope Sambo said something, bro.
I do it too, Sambo said something. I'll be looking. I'm like, I hope he fucking says something, because especially when we lose. When Kyle Allen loses, I'm like, oh, I'm waiting on it. Where's it at?
You know I'm finna come with it, bro. You know I'm finna come with it.
It'd be entertaining as fuck, bro. And
you know I'm finna come with it.
I be seeing some people get upset in that fan page, bro. They get mad,
bro. Mad ain't the word, bro. Like, but I had somebody block my comment, bro, because I went so real into it on them, bro.
I heard about it.
It was like, bro, like this is real, bro. Like. Where would we be without? Not saying that, but like we was 0-15 or 0-16.
Oh yeah.
You know, before we even picked this man up.
And we still watch the games every fucking day.
Exactly, and we still watch the games every day. You know what I'm saying? Like where would we be without this man? Like if we wouldn't have him, we wouldn't have drafted Luke Kuechly in the second round the next year.
Well, that was one of the best moves.
Because if you got a quarterback, you have to have a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know, so if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Luke. You know, but if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for Cam, we wouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl. We wouldn't be relevant. We wouldn't have the people moving here like they is now. Or now let's bring it into more relevancy. We wouldn't have CMC. We wouldn't have DJ Moore. We wouldn't have Curtis Samuel. You know, like we wouldn't have all these people wanting to come back. Trey Boston probably wouldn't have wanted to come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like. Julius Peppers probably wouldn't have wanted to come back because he went where before Cam?
Oh, that was funny when he came back.
You get what I'm saying? But they got into an argument. They got into an argument on the field. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for all just this man being here, you get like you understand. Like I just don't come for nobody's job. I respect Kyle Allen because he's in a position I'm not in. But it's just don't come for nobody's job because. This is the franchise, you know, like this dude, he
not just that, but all we can do is spectate.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. Like that's all we can do is spectate. We don't know what's been going on behind them walls down there off of what is it, West Trade or Stonewall or whatever it is.
I mean, hell, even at home, you know,
yeah,
what I'm saying?
You
that
know,
shit can really fuck up your game too.
Yeah, it really can, you know. So I mean, it's like, bro, doing good. Let's just wish him he get better, you know, and he just, you know. Heal that foot because he is gonna have surgery, like you said. He's gonna have the surgery.
I hope he heals. I hope he gets way better. You know what I'm saying? And comes back spazzing. I hope he comes back. But fucking yeah, man. It's been a whole live hour. We've been talking about some damn football. So
oh yeah.
Hopefully everybody in the fan page like this shit because I'm about to post it on there. And y'all comment. Hey, if y'all want to come on here too, shit. Hey, let's talk about it.
Refried beans, baby.
We're gonna get out of here.